Whatever goal you had in mind when you started watching this video, you probably have a pretty good idea about what some of the obvious signs and measurements are that will tell you that you're on the right track. You want to get in better shape, you probably know how much you want to lose and roughly how much you can be expecting to see on the scale. You want to get a good grade, you already know what that grade is, and you probably have a pretty good idea of what you should be getting on your exams and assignments. You already know all of these things, but what you probably don't know is how having your tunnel vision towards these goals will be the same reason that you might not make it. Now here's why. Let's take the weight loss goal for instance. You decide that you would like to lose a few pounds, so how are you going to measure that? Well, pounds on the scale, maybe some other measurements if you have other tools. So what are you going to start doing? You're going to weigh yourself regularly. That number is going to become a focus for you. If you've ever tried losing weight, you know that the scale isn't always going to cooperate with your efforts. You can be working hard and eating healthy and that scale is barely changing. Your efforts are making you feel like numbers should be going someplace, but every time you step on the scale, it's telling you, not today, try again. And you're staring at your goal of losing some weight, but it seems like it's just slipping further and further away. According to what you're measuring, it seems like you're not making very much progress at all. And after a few frustrating exchanges of working and stepping on the scale with minimal rewards, that drive to continue on is going to start waning. What's the problem? When are these changes going to happen? When we get focused on a goal, we get tunnel vision for the results that we're looking for. Everything else just becomes background noise, which is fine. We're looking for our rewards for the work that we're putting in. This is how we're wired. I talked in a different video about dopamine and how we release dopamine when we are receiving a reward and when we are on the right path towards our rewards. Dopamine is responsible for our motivation and drive. So the more dopamine we release, the more excited we're going to be about our path that we're going to continue on. Without dopamine, we give up. We lose our will and drive to press on. So if my reward is not showing up or it's going to take a while, what am I supposed to do in the meantime to keep going? How long will that last dopamine hit last me? Well, not very long. So how do we increase the dopamine fireworks? By broadening what we are focusing on. We need to go beyond that hard, tangible aspect of our goal and look for other opportunities to reward ourselves for the process of getting there. This is the way by which we can continue to find the strength to move forward. So how do you focus on rewarding the process? Well, you find ways which will work for you and make it your own, but start by asking a few questions to figure out what other areas you can focus on. Start with something like, what skills can I gain while working towards my goal? Maybe preparation, time management, consistency. Whatever the skills are going to be, make note of those and pay attention to how those are improving as you are using them repeatedly. Are you getting faster at preparing whatever you need? Are you staying more organized? Whatever it is, take note. Another option is, how can you make the process better? As you're going along with things, you're going to keep finding ways to make things easier, faster, more efficient, and so on. Make note of any tweaks you have found that make things better. This is great progress. Another idea is, how is this change going to make me feel about myself? Increase confidence, maybe feeling calmer, more in control, proud of yourself. Note all of that. Any breakthroughs. This could be personal, could be for the process, any skills. Breakthroughs could be small, it doesn't have to be huge. You struggled to get moving today, but you put one foot in front of the other. You did that at least for a little bit. That's huge. Celebrate it, acknowledge it. It's important to reward what we find difficult, not just what comes easy to us or what is directly leading us to the reward that we want. Another thing is reflect back. How far have you come already and what's going well? When we're on our mission, we often look at how close the gap is that is ahead of us and we're constantly looking to see what's left so we can close it. Do it the other way around. Reflect back and see how much you have gained and how much you have improved so far. Ask yourself these questions and any others to help you create a few categories. This is part of how you will measure how things are going for you. Write it all down. You will hear me say this multiple times, but keep writing things down. You're not going to remember how well things went last week and how good it felt and that breakthrough that you had 3 weeks ago. It's all going to be washed over with all of things that are still ahead. It's going to be a lot easier to remember what to keep track of when you really see that it's all written down and you can go back and revisit it. Make sure that you factor in this time to actually document and as well as go back to actually look at all of this. Now, I know I'm giving you more work now, so you might be wondering like, why should I do all of this stuff? I thought this is supposed to be a little bit simpler. What are my payouts here? Well, number one, doing this will help you connect the dots. The work will come much earlier and in much larger quantities than the actual awards, especially in the beginning. It can be very frustrating. It could take a long time before you see anything tangible, and the rewards themselves, very brief and at times not even very big either. So how long is that excitement till that next milestone going to carry you? Like, it's going to start fading. So what are you going to do in between? Just staring off into the desert of nothingness, like looking to keep your excitement going? It's not. It's going to start fizzling away right away. So this is going to help you bridge some of the spots in between until things become more tangible. The second reason is that there's habit principles. If it doesn't feel good, we're not going to be repeating it. And this is one of the basic rules to actually building a habit in the first place. If we want to keep repeating something, we have to find a way to make it feel good as soon as possible. If we're waiting a long time between something to celebrate, not only do we not get as much of a boost to continue on, but we can honestly feel downright terrible about ourselves, feeling like we are failing and we're just never going to get there at all. So that's not going to help you get to that milestone, now will it? By looking at other aspects as well, this provides us with ways to feel good about what we're doing and helps us feel that way more often. Number three is multiple streams of rewards. Like multiple streams of income can provide you with financial security, having multiple ways to draw rewards can provide you with motivational security. In the best case scenario, you have way more reasons to be happy about your progress. The more excited you feel about what you're doing, the easier it's going to be to continue on and be excited about it. On the days when things are feeling a bit stagnant, you'll probably have at least one place to draw some strength from. Number four, longevity. Long-lasting drive to work towards success comes from focusing on the process and finding ways to enjoy it. It's not just about getting enough strength to get to that first goal. It's about all of the other goals as well, and all that journey that's like far beyond those goals. It's the process of mastery. So take a look at what you're working towards and see how many different areas of focus you can find for yourself to find some time and to go back and reflect on those regularly. Write all of that down and make sure that you're looking at this from time to time to help you make this process a lot more enjoyable.